Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of F1 Manager 2020. So, we're going to continue on with Aston Martin, as we have been for some episodes now. We're deep into Season 2, last episode's linked above. I've just had the mid-season break and I kind of did a bunch of stuff. We're going to get you caught up at the beginning and then we're going to be cracking on with the Belgian. We've got on a Prix. I'm just going to take a quick look at all this stuff. So, one of the big things that happened during the break is I have renewed Fernando Alonso's contract for another 2 years. It will take him to the age of 44 before he leaves us. I'm wondering if he will retire before then, but no pay increase. He literally signed the deal that he had. I upped his bonus a little bit, but other than that, yeah, he has signed on. I've been so impressed with him. I think he deserved it. We've kind of been doing some research and developing the car. Rear wing was complete. I'm going to show you all this stuff in a moment. And then the board check-in, they're pretty happy with the way things are going at the minute. Let's just get this done so I don't forget. So, qualifying, we'll go Q2. I'm not going to put Q3 because I just don't know where we're going to be at with the other cars. Usually mid-season break, you would expect them to maybe do some improvements. Finishing position, I'm going to do this, but we're going to just edit it. I'm going to go 12th. Confirm changes. Last race was amazing, wasn't it? After the horror show of qualifying from me, we really ended up pulling it back. So, facilities, operational facilities. You're going to see Tour Centre, Memorabilia Room, Helipad, all on 5 stars. Can't go any better than that. Hospitality, we're about to get it to 3, and Boulder I'm about to complete as well. They were cheaper. We're probably going to be taking a look at this stuff next, like I said, and then I'm going to leave this till last because I'm going to show you, gang, look how much money it costs for all of this stuff. I think the wind tunnel and the simulator, maybe, you know, and the suspension one as well. But it's difficult. This is just a lot of money. And this year, I've kind of wanted to spend my money on the car. And that's kind of what I've been doing. So, if I was to show you what we're currently working on. Got 2 research projects going on, and we are just manufacturing some car parts. We're out of aero time at the moment, so it resets in 3 days. So that's why I'm not got another design thing underway. Instead, I just got a couple of research projects instead for next season. But we will get another project underway. I kind of said I was going to stop this when we got the car to a certain point, didn't I? The C3s. But I actually, because I've developed a few, you know, kind of 4th generation parts, I think I'm going to stop at the 4, and that's that. So we've got our rear wing, our new rear wing on. We've got our new side pods on. I think that's all we've got actually at the moment. But we, yeah, the rear wing was complete. I've developed it for this race. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're in a pretty good spot. I was looking at us compared to other cars. We are much faster than the Williams, McLaren and the Haas. And then we're about on par with Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri. So, yeah, I feel like we could, in theory, finish the season where we are right now. Continue to pick up points. I'm looking for a replacement for Lance Stroll. I couldn't find one mid-season, so I think I'm just going to have to give him to the end of the year. And then we'll go from there, basically. But, yeah, let's get to the Belgian Grand Prix.
Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to Spa-Francorchamps. This circuit was built in 1921, and even though its length was halved in 1979, the Belgian Grand Prix is still one of the longest, fastest, and most magical races on the F1 calendar. Spa-Francorchamps is famous for its long straights and fast corners. Drag efficiency will make all the difference here as drivers zoom through the famous sequence of Eau Rouge leading up into Raidillon. But a twisty middle sector keeps things tricky down on the track. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder what else is in store for the teams. Well, there's only one way to find out. The competition is on.
Right, so wet practice Wet qualifying, wet race. Oh my god, this is the thing of dreams if you want to see crashes and accidents and all that sort of stuff. I actually remember I do watch a bit of F1, you know. I remember watching it way back when with my granddad, and there was a wet race in Spa. And I remember them all round in the first corner, and then there was a massive accident, you know, there. I'm talking in the days of Schumacher and Coulthard and Hakkinen and all that. It was a long old time ago. But, yeah, I'm going to do what I always do. Go away, get practice sorted. We'll be back for qualifying. Right, practice is over. We were pretty slow in practice. I think a bit of that, though, is the power units I was using, because the setup, as you can see, was really, really nice. But, yeah, I stuck some pretty awful parts on the cars. You're gonna see I have got new stuff, but I'm probably gonna save it for the race. I'm gonna use we're essentially at that point where we are going to have to take some penalties over the next couple of races, but yeah, for qualifying I think I'm just gonna get by, and then I might for the race just throw on all of the new parts. 81% for him. Yeah, he's engine. Wow. Yes, okay, we are at that point with Lance Stroll. Yeah, Lance doesn't manage the systems quite like Alonso does, but yeah, that's essentially where we're at, gang. We're just going to change all this up, and then we'll get into qualifying. Right, so here we go. I don't know when we're expecting rain in this qualifying session, but I am going to get the boys out quite early on softs, get a nice lap set, just in case we do get any in Q1. So, yeah, we're going to get Stroll out first, leave it a little bit, and then get Alonso out. So, yeah, it's very nice indeed. Let's get this guy around the track. A good setup for Alonso. There's going to be lots of cars taking penalties in the race. If we were to use new engine parts and whatnot, we would take a penalty as well. So, yeah, let's just see how qualifying goes, and then we'll sort of manage it from there. The thing is, I think if we put all new parts on the car for the race this time around, we won't take the penalties next time. But I think with Stroll, he's at a point where I might have to actually put new parts on for qualifying. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I've been saving my money as well, because I knew this day would come where we would have to start you know, going over the designated amount for the season, and buying new parts basically for the you know, back end of the season. So yeah, we're gonna just try and get through qualifying with the bits that we've got at the minute. This traffic's gonna get in the way. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's going to be a slow lap for Lance Stroll, because that traffic was very much in the way there. I hope it doesn't affect Alonso the way it did Stroll. And again, we're going to get stuck behind people. I think this is all because people might be trying to get out on track to beat the rain. Although, to be fair, I didn't check the rain, so there is no guarantees that is what it is. But yeah, a 142 from Perez, and we go across the line a whole second behind. So yeah, we definitely got hurt by traffic there, didn't we? The rain's going to hit around about here in this qualifying session, by the looks of things. Yeah, so whew, you'd want to get in and out again before then if we want to improve, basically. Alonso went a lot better than Stroll. Stroll might have to try and come in and get out again before the rain. Just check when that rains. Yeah, I'm going to get him out now. Send. I think Alonso's going to be okay, because there's going to be a bit of rain. Some of these down here are going to be setting times on inters, and they're not going to be that quick. I think Alonso's going to be all right. But yeah, if we're going to be taking penalties, we want to be as far up the field as we can be, you know. So yeah, I want to get Lance Stroll out and hopefully get him on a...
There's more rain now, just watch the slippery conditions.
And there comes the rain.
Copy.
You know what? Call the car in. There's no point. There is no point. The track will be too wet So, great. The traffic has ruined it for Stroll. But there are still cars here that haven't set a lap, so it might not have ruined it for Stroll. That's the thing. But yeah, we'll just call Stroll in because there's no way he's setting a quick lap. We've had a crash on the track. That's probably because of the conditions.
Yellow ahead.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know who's crashed, but Norris crashed. What happened to him? Yeah, he's running on those soft tyres, yeah. Oh, dearie God. Oh. With the conditions the way they are, that is no surprise. Alright, so let's see what happens here. There's a chance that Sainz could go out here in Q1 because of the conditions. Yes. Oh my. Oh my. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. That's why, when I know there's rain on the way, I like to get out early. Yeah. They're all going out. I think they're all going out on inters, are they? Yep, I'm not going to bother. The soft tyre is faster than the intermediate tyre. I just don't see the point. I don't see how they're going to improve. No. Oh, right, they're just sitting their laps now. Right, let's see if anyone improves.
Okay, and all the way
I just
to
don't
zero.
think they will, personally.
Car off.
Here we go. We are going to find out, though, aren't we? And no. Sainz goes out in Q1 as a result of getting it all wrong, and Max Verstappen nearly went out as well. Oh my God, that is incredible. So once again, it looks dry to begin with, and it could get wet as the session goes on. So I'm going to do what I did last time and get the boys out there. I'm just going to double check this. Oh no, this bit is going to be dry. This bit's going to be dry. In 14 minutes time, rain expected. So for Q3, there could be rain. So yeah, let's see if we can get the drivers through to Q3, shall we? Lance Stroll needs to improve a huge amount. I could really do with no traffic. It really hurt us, that did, with Lance Stroll, the traffic last time. Oh, Vettel is out. Oh, we're going to hit a load of traffic. Loads of traffic. Maybe we went too early. It's in this section where it hurts you, where you can't get past them in the corners. On the straights, it's not too much of a problem, but yeah, look at that. Terrible laps from both drivers. And all of that is because of the sodding traffic. It's about 3.5 minutes is when we need to get out on track. There we go. Told you. About 3.5 minutes. But yeah, Alonso's quite far back. But Alonso's actually the cut-off driver at the moment. So, yeah, we need a big improvement from both drivers here in Q2 to get us through. If we don't get through, oh, that's going to affect qualifying, isn't it? That's going to affect qualifying.
There's been a crash. Let's
Schumacher crashed.
Now we see the Williams here.
The Williams got through into this part of qualifying. Oh yeah, see you later. It's basically where Norris went off. Is that going to affect qualifying? I hope not. Hope not. Yeah, Lancey boy, he's going for it. He's got to go for it. He needs to better himself. And Alonso, to be fair, we could do with him going a bit better. With Gasly down here. Gasly's a very fast driver, as we know. So yeah, we need a better time from both guys in this bit of qualifying. Stroll's got a clearer track. Maybe I should have set Alonso a bit further up the track. Alonso kind of stuck in there with other people. But, yeah, he's got some space, though. It isn't like he's on top of the other guy. But Lance Stroll, ignore that. Lance Stroll comes across, and he does go better. He does go better, but not a lot better. I still think it was about a 1:42. So, yeah, it's over to you, Fernando Alonso. Are you going to set a better time? I bloody hope so. Otherwise, you're out. And he's going to go across the line in a 1. Oh, my God. Alonso hasn't done it. Alonso hasn't done it. I actually think Stroll is going to out-qualify Alonso for the first time this season. Right, I have basically stuck all of the new gear on Lance Stroll's car because I want to give him all the juice, you know, that he can get. What an effort from Lance Stroll. I've been giving him pelters all season long, and then he goes and does that. But yeah, put all of his fresh parts on. He probably will serve some penalties as a result. But, you know, he's going to qualify quite high. That'll kind of negate that. It's going to be, you know, we're going to have to do the long race anyway this time. But the next couple of races, we are going to incur some penalties because, you know, we're going to have to rotate power units. I think all of the units that we've got are probably at the end of their shelf life. So we probably need to actually produce some that we can use for practice. So, yeah, it's one of those things. But look at Lance Stroll. He's got a nice bit of space, hasn't he, back there? I just want to take a look. It looks like, actually, there isn't going to be any rain. Maybe a very light sprinkling at the end. So, yeah, let's jump in with Lance Stroll and see what sort of lap he can lay down. Magnussen in the Haas making it through is pretty incredible. We've got an Alpha Tauri up here with Albon. We've got both of the Alfa Romeos. I think the Alfa Romeos have done some big improvements during that break because they look mighty quick, don't they? Let's see what Lance can do. Let's see what he can put in. We know 141s are kind of where you want to be, but I don't know if it's going to be quite that quick. 142, I think, is what he's done. Yes, he is the slowest driver out on track. 143, yeah, he's the slowest by quite some way, to be fair, as well. So as you see, look, he's going to be taking the penalties. I'm probably not going to send him out for another lap. I'm probably going to just take 10th position. I think it's pretty good, and we'll go from there in the race.
Time for the final touches here on the grid, ahead of today's race.
Aston Martin performed well during the qualifying session, and they're rewarded with a good grid position for the race. Alpine had a tough time during qualifying and are starting further down the grid than they would like. But in the right hands, it can still be converted into a good result. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Well, this may well be another Belgian Grand Prix for the ages, so stick around and find out how it all ends.
Right, so we are going to be serving some penalties in this race. As you can see, look, he qualified 10th, but he's going to be down in 16th as a result of taking those parts. He's up to 6th, but I don't think I can start the race with these bits on the car. As we see in qualifying, he just didn't have the power. Those two engines are pretty much done. That one would be a good practice engine. So, do you know what? I think I'm going to install the new engine for the race. ERS system 62. I think that one will be okay for like practice going forward. I think this one can be the race and qualifying one, and then yeah, we've got some gearboxes that we can basically use until their end in the practice. But I think we need all that smoke for the race, so I'm going to put all new stuff on for both drivers, basically, strategies, and I need to check if we're going to be having some rain, and we are going to be having some rain. Now, that looks pretty heavy there, doesn't it? That looks pretty heavy. But then we're going to ease off around about lap 30, around about 34. So 33, 34, we're going to go onto a soft tyre again. onto a normal dry tyre, I mean. So we've only got to go about 8 laps before we want the inter on. Interesting. Right, so we need to add a new strategy. Yeah, I want this while I'm doing this. So, let me just go with a soft compound. Add a new stint. So we're only going 8 laps. Yeah, and then we're getting the intermediate on. So, just hammer that soft for 8 laps. And then we're going to get that inter on. And then we, about lap 30, about 33, 34. Add. Or do we have the soft at the end? Oh no, I can have a soft again. Do I even have another fresh soft that I can put on? That's the thing. Lap 33. But yeah, I'd have to really look after it. Okay, nice. Create that stint. And that's what we're doing. So, lap 33. Is that what I did for you? Nope, lap 34. Okay, nice. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye on the rain. It could change, but that's sort of where we're at for the strats. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to hope that we can have a good race by doing so.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere, as ever, is electric. Looking at Lance Stroll. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. And here's Alonso, the team's second driver. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. Everything's been building to this. Get ready, it's the Belgian Grand Prix.
So Alonso did incur quite a few penalties as a result of taking all the new parts. I think he might even be at the back of the grid. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do in this race. Lance Stroll 15th, as you can see, but yeah, Alonso right at the back of the grid because I took all those new engine parts. So yeah, basically we've got to try and fight our way through. We've got a quick car, we know we have, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. And I think I'm probably going to stick with Alonso like early on because I do need to fight through the field because we really want to do that before the kind of wet part of the race starts. Stroll's lost a place, no surprise there. That's just Lance Stroll, isn't it? But yeah, this could end up actually being a bit of a nothing race because I've taken all the penalties on the parts and stuff. So it's one of them. It's whether or not we can kind of make the most of the soft tyre and running it the way we are. I think everyone's probably going to be running it the same way, so yeah, it's one of those things. I'm really surprised to see some drivers on mediums, going to be honest with you. But yeah, they were probably all in Q3 and don't really have the softs, do they? But come on, Alonso, you've got to get this job done. You've got to get past these two cars at the back. It's mad that still on that one, you're struggling to get past them. So yeah, we are gonna deploy some energy.
You can use energy.
And see if that will help us in this section coming up. But honestly, I'm just so worried that if we get stuck behind these guys and then the wet weather comes, we're just going to make no gains whatsoever. And yeah, it's pretty bunched up as well, isn't it? So yeah, we're just going to push this on. We know the rain's coming. But we need to get past Norris. We really do need to get past Norris. Let's stick this into overtake and see if we can finally get it done on this long old stretch here. We really need to dispatch of a car or two on this opening lap, opening few laps if possible. We can't get past him. Why can we not get past him all of a sudden? Unbelievable. Just such a struggle back here for some reason. Lance Stroll is on 80%. Oh, yeah. He ain't got brand new softs, has he? Still, the strategy said he could go like this. So, yeah, I'm still going to run it that way. Yeah, Alonso, mate. Seriously, we need you to kind of get past. DRS is enabled now, so that's going to hurt us even more. Right, let's stick this into deploy it. Don't know where the DRS zones are.
Schumacher crashed.
Schumacher crashed,
Yeah.
did he? I didn't see him crash, but fair enough.
So use energy.
Come on, I need you to get past them. I really, really do. We are struggling at the minute, and it's a real surprise to me that we're struggling back here to dispatch of these cars. A real surprise to me. I am a little worried. With all those new parts, I thought we'd be a lot quicker than this lot. And we just are not. We just are not that much quicker. There we go, Alonso. Come on, nice drive out of the corner. Got to get it done. Got to get it done. Can't get it done. Jesus Christ. This is ridiculous. This really is ridiculous. I kind of need these lads to get past these cars. Where's Lance Stroll? Running along with lock-on and stuff. So, yeah, he's probably getting a bit of a tow at the minute. But, Alonso is just getting stuck behind back markers. There we go. He's up to 17th. That's nice. That's good. Now he's got to hunt down.
Took a chance and it's paid off.
Now he's got to hunt down Latifi and get past him. We really just need to get as far up the road as we can during the rain. See, I've got a theory that with the rain being as heavy as it's going to be, that some of these cars might go onto wets and then go onto inters. There you go. He got it done. Well done, Alonso. Bravo. Lovely driving from you. Right, we are really pushing the tyres though, aren't we? I'm just going to ease off on Strolls for a bit. And it might help drag Alonso in slightly. There we go. But yeah, these tyres are not as fresh. He's into that pit window. Right, we're waiting for the rain. We are waiting for the rain now. That's where we're at. So, yeah, I know we're in the pit window. Let's just push on. I'm going to pit him onto inters this lap. We are coming in a lap sooner than planned.
Box.
And we're going to be double stacking, aren't we? Let's just see how this lap plays out, and if the rain starts to come down. Let's just see if the rain starts to come down during this lap. Because if it doesn't, I'll bring Alonso in the lap after. But we will see. If not, we're going to have to double stack. As we can see, look, in 4 minutes' time, a chance of rain. So yeah, we might be doing this a bit early. Yeah, we've definitely gone in a lap too early. Right, open those pit options. And pit next lap. Yeah, we went a lap too early with Stroll. Way too early.
Okay.
Because he's going to be so slow to start with. So slow. Because he ain't going to get any temperature in those tyres for like a good 3 minutes, basically. Yeah, I've completely mistimed that. I was panicking. That was all it was. I was really panicking. So yeah, he's going to be coming out on them, and there's no water on the track. Tyres severely overheated, yeah. But that's because there's no rain. That's on me, Stroll, I'm afraid. I've mistimed that big time. Mistimed it big time for him. Let's just go light and conserve these tyres and hope that it starts raining soon, and then we can go back to normal. Just to look after the tyres, but oh, what an idiot I am. What an idiot I am. Right, Alonso.
We are expecting rain pretty soon.
Yep, there it comes. Standard. And yeah, you can go to standard. Here we go. We're coming in and other people are carrying on. That's a real surprise. There we go. Lance Stroll, you should be able to really go for it now. Right, okay, so we're coming in.
Copy.
In and out. But they're all going to be coming in the next lap. There we go. Look how slow they are. Because we actually got the jump. So maybe I didn't play that too bad for Stroll. Maybe I didn't play that too bad for Stroll. He's just a fair amount behind.
Stop lifting coast.
Right, let's
Copy.
do that. Right, okay, let's see what happens. We are quite far down the road, obviously, compared to everybody else. 6 seconds from Norris, so, yeah, 11 seconds to Albon. But, you know, they're going to be running pretty slow, and we're not, because we've got those wet tyres on already. So whether or not this gets really wet, and then the Inters are not going to be the tyre to be on, but I think later on into the race, the Inters are going to be the one to be on. But yeah, I think there is a bit, like here, I think there's a little bit here where the wet tyre is going to be better. But I think the Inter's going to come into its own in certain parts. So we will see. Yeah, we will see.
Save fuel. Okay.
Looks like Aston Martin have just.
But yeah, we're doing quite nicely, like getting through the field. And they're all into the pits. Now this is what we're going to see. I reckon they're all going on to wet tyres. I reckon they're all going to go on to wet tyres because actually it has changed to wet. It's really wet. Have I got this right? Have I got this right? I don't know. I think they're all going to go on to wets. And we're going to be out there on the Inters. What are they all going on to? No, they're going on to Inters. They are going on to Inters. Some are going on to wets, but Verstappen's on an Inter. Hamilton's on a wet. And I just feel like there's parts where... See? Oh, actually... I think the wet tyre's going to be better. No, look, they're on Inters. I think the wet tyre's going to be better, though. I actually do. I think there's going to be more pace in the wet tyre. Hamilton might have played a very good card here. How is Lance Stroll still so far behind? I really buggered his race up, didn't I? By bringing him in that lap too soon. Yeah, I really did mess his race up by bringing him in a little too soon.
Some lift and coast.
But yeah, we're up to 8th with Alonso. So that's good. Ocon, Russell, Zhou, Leclerc, Vettel and Perez are still out there on dry tyres. That's insane. That is insanity. What are they doing? Perez is so far ahead. Look how far up the road Perez is. So, yeah, he's like 10 seconds up the road. More than that. Probably 12 or 13 seconds up the road. Oh my god, it's dicey. It's dicey. Oh my god, see Russell go flying wide there because he's on that tyre. This is dicey. Right, so the Inters seem to be the tyre. Everyone's gone on the Inters. Just Hamilton on the wets, but he doesn't seem to be pulling away. So maybe the Inters are the tyre. I actually feel like we've played this to perfection at the moment. We really have. We're just kind of getting stuck behind people and we need to get past them. But yeah, look, you can see there's loads of cars going into the pits and we are going to be quite high up the grid here. Ocon, Stroll is so far behind. Stroll is just so ridiculously far behind. It's not even funny. Why is Stroll struggling for pace? Stroll is up to 13. Stroll is up to 11th. Nice. And Alonso is P4 in the Grand Prix. Perez was so far ahead he managed to get in and out. That's how far ahead he was. He got such a good lead in those opening laps. But we now find out our true pace in these wet weather conditions. They're all going to have much better intermediate tyres towards the end of their stint than we are, though, because obviously we did bring the car in early. As you can see, Stroll came in super early. Now, I think Stroll the plan is to actually bring him in later than Alonso, but we might have to bring him in on lap 33 and we'll do lap 34 for Alonso. I think we'll switch that around now. I think that's only fair. Because Stroll's tyre is a lot more worn out. There's Hamilton and Russell are both on wets. So that's interesting that Mercedes have gone on the wet tyre. And everybody else has gone on the intermediate. Now, they are pulling away, these cars. They are much faster than us. But it's basically, what can we do to the cars behind? We've got a 7-second gap on Bottas. So let's kind of push this along a bit. Yeah, just kind of get through some of the laps. But, yeah, I think we played that quite nicely. Made a mistake. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at this point, Lance Stroll. You know what? You out-qualified Alonso. That's the only good thing you've done all season. Honestly.
Let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll.
Yeah, that's just you know, he should be his nickname should be like, I don't know, like Spinning Stroll or something. Because that's all he does. That's all he does. He spends more time going backwards than he does forwards. I've no idea what to do with him. I really don't. Hamilton's come in and put Inters on. So we're up to P3. But Sainz is really catching us. By the looks of things. Considering he had a terrible qualifying, he's not having a bad time of it kind of in the race though, is he? So, yeah, that's kind of made up for it for him. Yeah, I'm just going to concentrate on Alonso because, yeah, Stroll with his spin, he's kind of ruined his race. And I ruined it anyway, to be fair, because of the... Yeah, it's changed to wet conditions again. So, look, pits. We've got people pitting. I guarantee they're going on wets. And that's going to ruin their race. It's going to ruin their race. Because it just isn't going to be... It's not going to be wet enough for the wet tyre. It's just not. It's so strange. I actually think that is potentially something that needs looking at. Because I just don't think it's ever going to be wet enough to go on the wet tyre, personally. So, yeah, that's just my take on the matter. We're running in third. And Sainz is catching, but then there's a 10-second gap to fifth. So, do you know what? We've gone from having a torrid time in qualifying to, you know, a potentially pretty decent race here. So, did they go on? Yes, they went on to wets. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're just going to go backwards on the wets. Sainz catching us is no surprise. That Ferrari is a rocket ship compared to us. We are far improved, but we're not... you know, we're not that quick. So that's why I'm not stressing about it. Oh, and then we run wide. And then we bump. Oh, no.
Look at that.
Oh, no. I hope that accident isn't as bad as it looked. But, yeah, we run wide and then we bump Stroll trying to get back on the track. That would have let people right back in.
We think this rain should ease off.
Copy.
Let me just check. No damage. Thank the Lord, there's no damage. Okay, so they've been dragged back in as a result of that little slip from Alonso. Kind of expect it in these conditions, though, didn't you? But the tyres are still kind of where they were. So Hamilton's on very good inters. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Hamilton pushing Gasly. Vettel's coming to the pits now. What's he coming in? Has it changed to wet conditions again? Basically, we needed those to be triggered into going on to wets. But, yeah, Stroll is running comfortably in P16. But his race is very much over. It's all about maybe like just managing Alonso here all the way to the end. There's no DRS, is there, in the rain? So... that's where it gets interesting. Rain has stopped. The rain has stopped on the track. So we're now into that point where it's potentially drying off. And then we've got to make that decision when we're going to come in. So we're going to keep an eye on other people and what they're doing, basically. But it looks like we're going to get another little rain shower in a moment. So yeah, lots to think about. Lots to think about during this race. I love wet weather races because I actually think... you have to think about it more. You really have to plan so much more. Your strategies have to be on point. I really enjoy the wet races. I don't know if anyone else who's playing the game is the same, but I really enjoy the wet races. So, Oh no, I thought someone was making pits then. I was like, what's going on? Why would you be making pits at this point? It's not necessary. Anyway, let's ease that off. Just burn yours off a bit more. Yeah, we've got a nice gap to the cars behind. And that's basically where I'm at. We just need to keep increasing that gap if possible. Yeah, just get into that dry part of the race. We could probably pit them both at the same time. We could probably pit them both on lap 33 if we want.
Did someone run wide there?
Joe's run wide. So yeah, 33. I'm going to pit them both on that lap. I'm not going to leave it a lap longer for Stroll. Stroll's locked up. Brilliant. No surprise to see Lance Stroll just make mistake after mistake after mistake. But I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I'm bored of him now. So bored of the mistakes that he makes. Like, he's down in 17th as a result. Softer tyre. Like, it's going to be dry now. The track rubber's low and the track grip is low, but it's dry. It is dry. Are they all going to go one more lap? That's the... Well, they definitely are. It's this car here. If he goes one more lap, then I'll go one more lap. Yeah, he's going one more. I'm gonna go one more, and then we're gonna come in next lap. I think at the end of this, it should be dry by the end of this lap. Move out the way, traffic. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think this next lap, it's gonna really dry out. We're gonna basically stick with it. We're gonna stick with it.
Save fuel.
Yeah, your pit window opens in one lap. You're in your pit window. But I tell you what, where is Lance Stroll? Oh, I don't really want to pit him yet. Actually, do I? No, I'm actually gonna pit Lance Stroll, right? He doesn't have a fresh soft tyre to go on. I'm going to put him on a medium. His race is over anyway. Like, his race is over. It's done, right? So I'm just going to stick him on that.
Okay, Lance, we'll be boxing this lap.
We're going to go a bit aggressive.
Okay, I'm happy to box.
And then, yeah, I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going to just keep an eye on this. Right, I'm going to pit. I'm going to pit onto that soft. Oh, we don't have a fresh soft for Alonso. Oh, what a nightmare. They're all going to be on softs. They're all going to be on softs. Because they went mediums in that first stint, a lot of them. How many laps is it? Not a lot, is it? I'm going to go on that one. We'll just... God, what do I do? 22 laps in it. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. It'll be fine. Alright, let's burn some of that fuel off, and we'll go quite aggressive for the remainder. Yeah, we're getting Lance in now, nice and early.
Oh, they've run wide.
Schumacher's just run wide. But we're going to see if they're going to pit as well. Because there is still a bit out there. It's saying the track grip.
You can stop, lift and coast. Copy.
Are they pitting? I think because we're a bit further down the road. Yeah, the tyres are going to get pretty warm, aren't they? But yeah, we're a bit further down the road. That's why I was a bit like, could we do it, you know? But I'm going to leave that. Oh, a bit of me's like, do I go on the mediums? What are they going on? That's what I would like to see before we come into the pits, is what these guys are on. But I don't think I'm going to get a chance to see what they're on. Because we're about to go into the pits now. And yeah, there you go. We're in the pits. So it is what it is. We live and die by the sword now, gang. They are on softs. Worn softs as well, like me. So, okay, that's actually not too bad. Let's try and get in and out before that Ferrari if possible. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Quick, 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 quick. Nice pit stop. Nice pit stop. Let's get this done. Right, he's a rocket ship and he's right behind us. So it is what it is. But we, yeah, we are onto the soft tyre. We've got 12 laps to go. We've got signs of a fresh soft because obviously he qualified pretty poorly, but everybody else very much in the same boat as us. So, okay, let's just see what we can do then for the last part of this race. You know, we're on that medium tyre back there. That's really probably going to hurt him, but a lot of his softs were hopeless. So, wouldn't be surprised to see Lance Stroll just going backwards in the race, but he can push it a bit more. We're running along with him quite nicely. What's this? Yellow flag. Is this a proper yellow?
We've just had a crash on the track.
We've had a crash. It's waving a yellow.
Now just focus on the Haas.
Where's he going? Oh, wow. There's been a lot of crashes there. A lot of crashes there. This race weekend. Yeah, as you can see, that Ferrari is on us. On us. Alonso's quite good at defending, though, so maybe that's what it is. But look, we're pulling out a gap. So, 5th position, bare minimum, I think is what we're on for. I really, really do. So, yeah, I'm just going to kind of like push this along. I do think 5th is what we are minimum on for.
Advance the race position.
And he's holding on and sticking with that Ferrari. And, you know, if he can use DRS zones, that'll be great for him, wouldn't it? Traffic in the way, move out the way, traffic.
Aston Martin with a great play.
There we go, we got past him again. So the DRS zones, they're just going to go tit for tat, aren't they? I might have to stick with him on the last lap because of the DRS and whatnot. But if he finishes 4th with that Ferrari where it is, Jesus Christ, what a drive. Stroll's up to 13th. Because Russell run wide. So yeah, let's just burn a bit of this fuel. Just a bit. Not too much. Don't want to be worrying about it, to be honest with you. As Alonso is still there or thereabouts. 14 seconds, though, to Sainz. 14 seconds. We're absolutely flying those cars at the front, weren't they? They really were. Right, is this last lap territory? Are we already on the last? No, we're not quite on the last lap, so we'll just speed this along. And then once we're on the last lap, I think I'm going to go to sort of 1 times speed. And right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to deploy the energy down here and hope that it helps because this is a DRS zone. And I just hope that that kind of keeps us ahead, which it might. We've got a bit of traffic that needs to move out the way. It's not going to move out the way. Right, so we're going to stick with this final lap because we are ahead of the Ferrari still. And I just kind of want to deploy the energy in the right places. And I think the traffic might have actually come to our aid. Unbelievable. I think we're going to finish P4. I think we're going to finish P4 because a bit of a traffic was in the way. We've got a little bit of a gap. Max Verstappen wins, but we are going to be A-OK, I think. Let's deploy a bit of energy. He is catching again. But there you go. That's going to be 4th place. That is a brilliant, brilliant race from...
So that is checkered flag.
From Alonso. Get in there.
Good car. So
Woo! What a race. Lance Stroll. Oh, Lancey boy.
Brilliant.
If only.
Brilliant.
If only you didn't spin a couple of times. So, if I am right, Alonso has had 2 4th places and a 3rd place this season. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. 16 place gain. Jesus Christ. I did not see that coming with Fernando. 12 points on the board. 92 points for the season. And that means there will be, 94 because Lance Stroll has literally given us 2 points this year. But a big 12 points because Alfa Romeo were really looking on for points and they cocked it up. And AlphaTauri have picked up a couple themselves. Williams, the only team without a point still, this season. But yeah, we are going along very, very nicely. And so that brings another episode to an end. It's Zandvoort next time. Why do I was saying Van? As in, I was going to say Van Zort, but it's Zandvoort. Anyway, that's next. That's the Dutch Grand Prix. Looking forward to it, my friends. Really enjoyed today's episode. Had a lot of fun in the rain there in Belgium. But yeah, be sure to join me next time. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Keep on commenting. I really do appreciate the comments and the support. But until next time, stay safe, stay humble. See you real soon.